Gentlemen,
I'll strive to avoid it. Strange Toastmaster and strange fellow Toastmasterees, welcome to True Humility. An entire lifetime ago, I was at church and the pastor asked everyone, what would you like to be remembered for? And there were all the same old cliches, my overwhelming faith, my unending love for God. And I stuck my hand up and I said, I want to be world famous for my humility. And that didn't go down terribly well. He thought I wasn't serious. I'm an atheist nowadays, but this humility thing has stuck with me. I mean, what really is it? Why does it seem so important? Why does it seem to feature in so many different religions and philosophies? Well, we're about to find out. Let me begin by explaining what humility is not. So you're going to see a movie with a friend and you say, we'll go see the movie you want to see. No, it's okay, we'll go see the movie you want to see. No, we're seeing the movie you want to see. No, what you want to see. No, what you want to see. Oh, all right. I'll go see the one I want to see. That's not humility. That is being competitive. The world's finest brain surgeon is chosen to be the one to perform the lobotomy on Tony Abbott. And she says, no, I couldn't possibly do that. There's so many people better than me. That's not humility. That is lying. And it's also withholding a vital public service. True humility is not considering yourself or everybody else to be better or more worthy or more deserving than yourself. That is also lying, and it's abandonment of yourself. It's not healthy. True humility recognises that your value and the value of everyone else around you is exactly the same. And from that flows acts of true humility, and they are to temporarily and voluntarily set aside your own needs to satisfy the needs of someone else. Now this is temporary because to do so permanently is unsustainable, it's unhealthy, and again, it involves abandonment of yourself. And it's voluntary because nobody is free to say yes unless they are truly free to say no. So what are some examples? You could say Gandhi or Mother Teresa, but I don't think they are the best examples. Why? Because they are world famous. They're special. They are so far up there that we can say unachievable by normal human beings and excuse ourselves from even trying. So, more mundane examples. And you probably have plenty of these in your head already. They are helping your friends move house. They are buying a homeless kid a meal, sitting and listening to the kid while he eats it. They are the everyday acts of generosity and self-sacrifice that involve looking out for other people's needs and looking after their feelings and their dignity. But there are other examples that might be less well known, like saying no. It's not immediately obvious, but saying no, thoughtfully, is an act of humility. Why? It recognises that you are not the saviour of the entire universe 24/7, that you are human, that you have limits like everybody else, and that you are not so uniquely special that you are inexhaustible, and you are not so worthless that your own needs mean nothing. And another example that may not be as well known, you know the feeling you get when you do help somebody? It's a good feeling, it's warm, it gives you a sense of satisfaction, it gives you a sense of worth, of purpose, of belonging. will give that feeling to other people by allowing them to help you. So allowing people to help you can be an act of humility, but don't refuse their offers of help 15 times in the hope they'll continue offering and grovel at your feet until you finally begrudgingly permit them to assist you. Accept help gracefully and gratefully and thank them for it. After all, that's how you would like your offers of help to be received. But why is this even important? Why even bother pursuing this? It is quite rare. You don't see it very often. And it's certainly, while it might appear in religious documents, it might appear in philosophies, it's certainly not actively encouraged in our advertising culture, in our corporate culture, in our media, in our this is mine, go get your own consumerist culture. Why bother pursuing it at all? Well, consider this. Someone who is able to consistently, long-term, perform acts of true humility and who has in themselves a sense of true humility has a real, an accurate and a healthy awareness of their own value and the value of every single person around them, regardless of their circumstance. That is a terrific thing for an individual. That's awesome. It's a wonderful, healthy, affirming thing. But imagine a world, or imagine a city, hell, even imagine a suburb, where everybody in there behaved toward one another with that same sense of true humility. Where people, groups and businesses focused less on their own personal gain and more on their contribution to and enjoyment of a more collective gain. Who misses out? Nobody. That's who. You'll be off helping some people and there'll be other people ready and willing to help you whenever you need it. And you will let them. You'll be able to say no without fear or guilt. You'll be able to ask for help without fear or shame. You'll be able to say yes and give of yourself without any fear that you're going to be ripped off, that you're going to be taken for granted, or that you're going to be treated by anyone as a lesser human being than you are, or themselves. So my challenge to you tonight is this, and it's a challenge to myself, first and foremost, and that is to go away from here and think about what you can do in the next half hour that reflects an attitude of true humility. And then consistently apply that over the coming few days and watch what happens in your life, observe the changes that occur, and observe what happens in the lives of the people immediately around you. And then continue to imagine what it would be like in a world where everybody was treating one another that same way, where entire nations treated other nations with a sense of true humility and respect, where global corporations treated themselves and everyone else around them with a sense of humility and respect. Imagine for a minute if the directors of Philip Morris recognised that the value of the life of a little Indonesian child was exactly the same as the value of one of their own. How many goddamn cigarettes would the bastards try and sell them then? The world would change. It would. Eventually, we wouldn't have to daydream about dying to go to some sort of heavenly paradise because we'd be bloody well living in one. But to get there, the only thing that we can change is what we do. It begins, as it always does, with us. So in the words of my wonderful bad example, Gandhi, go and be the change that you want to see in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew.